Welcome back to Likewise Pod. I'm Issa.
And I'm Sam, and we're so excited for another episode this week. And this is kind of funny because we haven't recorded any August episodes yet, but this is going to be later than our first August episodes. But our theme this month, so fun, is Authentic August, and there's nothing more authentic than getting to interview some of the lovely people we meet on the internet, and find out what makes them them and everything about them. So we're really excited to have some guest interviews for Authentic August, and today we have none other than the Rachel Lewis. So Rachel, I'll let you introduce yourself to our audience however much you want.
Oh, okay. Listen, I am like the worst at intros. I'm Rachel, and I'm so happy to be here. I also have a podcast. You would never know by the way that I'm speaking right now because I don't know what I'm doing. But I am here. I'm a debut author. I wrote my first book and published it in May of this year. Like I said, I've got a bookish podcast, have a lot of fun over there, live in Texas. It's hotter than hell in August. So I just try to stay inside. And that's really all you need to know about me.
Love it. Oh my gosh. No. I, oh my gosh. If people were to talk to me about the podcast, first of all, I'm like, second of all, absolutely not. I don't think people would be like, oh yeah, you said you definitely have a podcast. No, absolutely
And
not.
like me, speak coherently, couldn't be me.
Not today. Never,
Yeah, not today,
actually.
not today.
I, for one, am so excited about this episode. Sam and I have been talking about it for so long, and we're so stoked that you agreed to this. So thank you. But of course, before we get into it, we're gonna go through our roses and thorns. So Sam, what are your roses and thorns for the week?
Okay, so my thorn, I don't really have one, which is kind of nice. Because sometimes there's like you kind of like have a thorn and then you're like, now I have to think of a rose, and it's sad if you can think of a thorn and not a rose. But my thorn this week is that I just feel like lost without Love Island because it ended last week. And I mean, it's like a silly thorn, but I miss my show. Like having something that's on every day and then it just going away is very rude. It like disrupts your
It
whole
is rude.
routine. Um, and then just like I'm kind of in a mini reading or writing slump again. I thought I was out of it, and then I've like started reading a bunch of books and just have not finished any of them, which I don't know. Hopefully we'll be out of that soon. And then my
But do I need to
rose.
watch Love Island is my question for
Oh,
you.
absolutely. I
Okay.
really liked this season, and I liked the season before of US. I haven't watched UK in a long time, since like the first or second season of that, but I
I
love
haven't
it.
watched any, and I'm worried that I will get sucked in if I start.
I definitely recommend watching UK over US. And unlike Sam, I was like not super about this season of US. But I also
Okay.
haven't watched the last two seasons of US. So I don't know.
Mm.
But UK is definitely everyone just in general's fave.
I do
Like
feel
the
out of
original.
the loop on like social media lately because everything's Love Island, and I'm like, I have no idea who these people are.
That's so fair.
Yes. Um, yeah, I honestly think nobody expected the hype that this US season got, because like usually the US seasons don't get any sort of attention on social media. So I'm sure all the people who were on had a nice surprise when they got out of the villa and learned that like they hit some like a couple of them have 1 million followers now, which
Oh,
is wild.
dang.
So they're
Yeah,
probably like, what do I do now? Welcome to influencing.
there you go.
Um, but yeah, I highly recommend. Um, and I'd say my rose, it's very much kind of what I talked about already, just recording with guests and doing our August guest recordings. We're actually doing both of them this week. So that's kind of like my mood for the week. And then this is just like kind of like a little dream guest vibe is how I'm feeling. Like um
Stop.
just ever since we recorded with Peyton Corinne earlier this year,
Uh,
that's
my
when
my
I,
love.
yes, that's when I started listening to your podcast, because I went and I listened to your episode with her, and then I've just been listening since. And so then even when started seeing you posting about your book, I was like, wait, this is so exciting. And then we arc read your book, and since then I've just been like, we need to talk.
Guys, I'm cheesing so hard. Thank
I know
you.
my cheeks are gonna hurt after this. But Rachel, what are your roses and thorns?
Okay, so should I start? Do we start with our thorn? Is that how we do this? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want,
My
really.
honestly, just go on vibes. That's how I live my life. My thorn is that I had to go get two tires replaced today, which like hurt my soul. I texted my mom and I was like, I'm about to throw my car away. But it's fine. Here we are. So I had to get two tires. But the worst part about it is I had a tire replaced like 2 months ago because it went completely flat. And so I have already paid to replace that tire. And then I got another nail. So that was from a nail in my tire. I got another nail in my tire. And then one of them was just like old and needed to be replaced. And my mom texted me and she was like, you should just maintain it. And I was like, how would you like me to maintain not getting nails in my tire? But thank
Drive
you
around
for
them.
that. I mean, I was like, I'm doing my best. Okay. So that was my thorn for sure. But it had to happen because I need my car to drive. Um, and then my rose, we have so I've got two. I have a husband, I guess, first of all, and then I've got two little kids. And we have a couple of family friends that I met through teaching, my first year teaching, and we've just become like best friends, and now our families do everything together, which is so much fun. And like our kids are growing up together. It's just a blast. So we do an annual lake trip every year. So this past weekend was our 7th annual lake trip. And it was chaotic and crazy and exhausting and a ton of fun. So I think that's my rose for this week is we got back from that, and we just got lots of really good quality water time and friend time, and we play games together. We play this game. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. We play this game. It's like we call it the bean game, but I feel like it's not what it's called. Are y'all game people?
A little
Sometimes, yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I am not, and everybody else is. And so they like pull me into these games, and I was like, I don't want to play this stupid bean game. I'm gonna find out the name of it and I'll message it to you. Y'all are like, we
Perfect.
don't want to know it, but um uh the but then I got really into it. So we played it the first night and I was like, I was really mad I didn't want to play it, and I was kind of being a bee about it the whole time. And then I almost won, and then I was like, the next night I was like, we're playing the bean game. And then I lost by 1 point. I was really upset about it. But anyway, that was it's a very long-winded explanation for my rose. We had a blast at the lake. So
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. No, we love long-winded explanations. Mostly because we both do that. And by we I mean Isa. But that's the point. Um my thorn, honestly, I kind of don't think I really have any, which is nice. Yeah. My rose. Actually, my thorn is that like it rained today after being so nice. I'm like, you're kidding. And now it just like smells like damp and gross, like even in my house. I'm like, this is disgusting. Stop it.
yeah.
Live, laugh, love being in Seattle.
I'm like, wait, you should be used to the rain.
Yeah, I should be.
Yeah.
Still don't like it though.
Yeah.
But my rose also, like, I know it's a cop out and I'm just copying Sam, but recording with guests, honestly, so like our favorite episode, well, my favorite episodes to do. And yeah, literally before this, I texted Sam, was like, I'm getting nervous. Oh my gosh. Ah, Rachel Lewis,
Stop,
like she knows what she's
guys.
doing and like she's written a book and oh my gosh. Ah!
I don't know what I'm doing. It's
Okay.
a lie.
Okay, well, you're doing it great. So
Thanks. Fake it till you make it. I'm so glad that's working.
for real. Um, yeah, and then I'm also no, I won't say reading. I was gonna say that, but actually not really reading that much, but trying. Also the Olympics. I'm a big Olympics girly,
Oh, the
so
truth.
Yes.
it's been so fun. I love the
So I've
Olympics.
been doing the like Foursquare view.
Oh
Do
yeah.
y'all, it's amazing. I'm like, I can watch four things
Ooh.
at one time. I love it. All
Oh my
Olympics all the
gosh.
time. Yeah.
That's life-changing. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry to the listeners who will hear this after the Olympics is over.
Right.
Oh yeah. You could try it in 4 years.
Yeah. Try again. I'm sure we'll have like, it'll be like in our eyes by that point. You won't even have to put it on TV.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
so
so
funny.
true.
This is so not relevant, but Issa and I were just together in Salt Lake City, and the whole time we were there, we kept pointing out how they still have like the signs up all around the city saying like Winter Olympics 2002, and then like the day we get back home from our trip, they announced that the winter ones
Yeah.
in 2034 will be there, and I was like, dang,
Okay, this is a very niche reference, but were y'all Mary-Kate and Ashley people? Okay, I feel
absolutely.
like y'all are younger, a lot younger than me, and might have missed this, but they have a Mary-Kate and Ashley movie where they go to Salt Lake for the Winter Olympics. It's top tier, so I'm gonna have to pull that out before winter in 10 years when the Winter Olympics are back in Salt Lake City.
Oh
Not
my
before then,
gosh.
though. Don't
Right,
want to be
Yeah,
before
no,
then.
save that
Yeah,
no.
one.
yeah,
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
it's a great movie. Highly recommend in
No,
2034.
and then they announce it too after like we're bagging on Salt Lake City the whole week and being like, this is awful. I can't believe they hosted it. Like, oh, like not like the city itself, but just like infrastructure and like traveling and like getting around places. We're like, this sucks. Like, this is awful. I can't believe they hosted the Winter Olympics. And then they're doing it again. We're like, oh,
Oh,
oops.
oh, hope they fix some of that
Yeah.
before before the next time.
So funny. Well, before we accidentally talk too much about other things, because that's what we do best, we figured we'd start with like some quick promo about your debut book, Yours Unexpectedly. Um, so we figured we would just let you tell everybody whatever you want about it, whatever's gonna convince them if they haven't heard of it before, where they can buy it, find it, anything.
Okay, this is so much pressure. It's like I wrote the whole last book, and people are like, "What is it
Right.
about?" And I'm
What's
like,
it about?
"That is such a great question."
Thank you for
Okay, thank you
asking.
for
Don't ask
asking.
again.
It's yeah, okay. It is a rom-com about Bex who is entering her, well, she's in the middle of her senior year in college, and she finds out she has to take a fine arts credit in order to graduate. And she walks into her class on the first day of her last semester of college and sees that the TA for her class is her brother's best friend and her longtime crush, Anders Olsen, the redheaded boy wonder, and chaos ensues. So it's a lot of fun. I hope it's funny. That's kind of, anytime people are like, what do you want people to get out of your book? I'm like, I would really like for them to think I'm funny, but hopefully I did it right. It was a ton of fun to write. We'll talk more about it later, I'm sure. But I'm back in the world right now. I'm getting ahead of myself because I know we're going to talk more about this. And it's just fun to be back with those characters. So it's a little bit of just like will they, won't they? Some friends with benefits, some people who are not super thrilled about that, and working it out. So that is Yours Unexpectedly. You can buy it anywhere books are sold, or it's on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, did I miss anything? I feel like that's everything. Yeah, that's all the
No, that
highlights.
was so good. That was so good.
Okay,
I was
good.
getting so excited as if I haven't read it yet. I was like, oh my gosh,
You're
oh my
like,
gosh, what? Tell me
this is
more.
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
I still like it, so that's good. Yeah,
that is that is really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was gonna say like you really did put the calm in rom-com because like I know people talk about that a lot.
Thank
They're
you.
like, I keep thinking the books I'm reading are gonna be rom-coms and then they're just sad or something.
Oh God, yeah.
Um, but no,
Re
actually,
Peyton.
right. I love a sad romance, but I do love a fun, goofy rom-com, and there were so many things like just like from like the way that you write dialogue and things, I think that really portrayed like the comedy aspect so well. So that was something I loved while I was reading. And I know I
Thank
was talking
you.
to Issa when I was reading, and I was like, I cried. And she's like, what do you mean you cried? And I was like, to be honest, like I don't think anything I cried at was sad. It was probably funny, but like I cried. Okay.
No, and it's got like, and that's what's interesting about rom-com, right? Is like, uh, you can have like heartfelt moments, and like I hope that people do walk away and are like, oh my gosh, this is uh a family that I want to be a part of, or like a friend group or something like that. But I mean, like ultimately, I want you to laugh. So it definitely hits on like some heavier topics. But I try to handle them with like levity, so that you're getting the difficult parts of life, but you have to find a way to laugh through that. And so that's kind of what my goal was when I was writing.
Well, it definitely came across. No, literally just like reading it, I was just so stoked the whole time.
You're like, here we go.
It
We
was
both
like one of
devoured it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was one of the first arcs where like neither one of us was like super ahead of each other, and it actually felt more like a true buddy read, which was so fun. Like
Yeah.
we're both just being like, wait, I'm laughing so hard, like loving this so much, and actually being able to kind of like keep each other's pace. It was just so fun. Um, but obviously, all of us start somewhere, and
Hmm.
before you write, you're reading, you're doing other things, and we are lovers of lore around here. So we need to know, what's your author lore? How'd you get your start writing? And like, when did you know that you wanted to write a book?
Okay. So I feel like most authors are like, oh my gosh, I've been writing since I was, since I could pick up a pencil. And that is not my experience. So I have always been a reader and read voraciously from the time I was little. I feel like this is the very typical tale of like when I moved away from it, probably. I mean, like I even still read like into college and stuff, but then when I like graduated and got my big person job and like had to live my life, stopped reading as much. And I think it was with my second child, she's 5 now, when I was on maternity leave, I started reading again because like I'm just like laying there with the baby on top of me, and found my Kindle and was like, this is amazing, I can read so fast on this thing. And so started reading again. I think I picked up my first like, and I also wasn't like a romance reader in high school or anything before that. Like I truly like picked up my first romance book when I was, I don't know, like 26 or 27. And was like, this is, I love a rom-com. I love like a classic 90s 2000 rom-com movie. So I was like, this is like that, but in a book. How do I read more of these? And thankfully there are a million of them available. And so I just like devoured them all for a long time. And then about January of last year, I think it was, I don't really do like New Year's resolutions, but kind of like as a New Year's goal, I was like, I think I want to write a book. And originally it was going to be like based on my husband and I's love story because we have kind of like a fun love story. But then I realized it's not as fun as it needs to be like a fun book to read. And so I there's lots of us in it, but kind of took it a totally different way. And wrote a little bit here and there and got serious about it last November. Sat down, was like, all right, I'm going to finish this thing. I'm going to do it. Finished it by early to mid December. And here we are. I published in May. It was a wild journey, but that was like the first book that I wrote. It was the first time that I've done like, I mean, I wrote like essays in college, but even then I was like, okay, how many words do I really have to have? And how many pages does it really have to be? So it truly is the, like, if you're writing something that you enjoy, then you can write it. So
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. No, I love that. And I know that you've said before that it is like originally inspired by yours and your husband's love story. I'm like, that's the cutest thing ever. And like I just love when like authors are like either like they post about it or it's in their acknowledgments or like it's just somewhere. So like it's knowledge, it's common knowledge, but it's like you make like no matter how cheesy it is, like thank you, husband, partner, whoever you are, for making love so easy to write about. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sobbing, and this is the acknowledgement, or this is an Instagram
Listen,
post.
he doesn't make it easy to write about. I'm gonna say that. I love him. And I wrote a whole ass book with him as an inspirational. But like when people are like, to my husband, you make my life so easy. I'm like, what? Like, who are y'all married to? Okay,
Where'd
but
you
it's
get your husband from?
yeah, wait, this is wrong. I don't know. No, he's awesome. Honey, if you're listening to this, I love you. It's nice.
Sorry, that was so funny. No, I love that. And like honestly, like just talking to you right now, I'm like, yes, this is absolutely what the book was like. Like I was laughing so like audibly laughing and like texting Sam, like she said earlier, like we're just texting, we're like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm at, or like this is like percentage because I couldn't like really talk about what was going on until we both passed. It was like, so that was the hard
Yeah,
part. But we're like, I
yeah.
just laughed so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to end, but then it ended. So that was rough.
Well, and that was so sad. Well, the best compliment I got was people who knew me, and when they read it, they'd be like, "This is your voice. Like we can hear you in it." And I'm like, "Okay, good. That's good. That's I want it to be unique to me." And yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that I come across the same way in person.
No, that's like those are always the best comments, and it's especially when it's kind of scary to have people you know in real life like tell you that they've listened to your podcast or read your book, because then you're like, oh Lord, how did you perceive me?
Right.
Like please don't tell me actually. So it's
I
so
do not want to
nice.
know.
You're right. It's so nice when they're telling you, but then they're like, oh, I loved it, or like it was so cool. So that's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Or like when they're like, you wrote a book, I want to read it. I'm like, okay, but first we got to get real cool about a lot of things real fast. Like we need to, we need to just like, I need to know what page you're on about some things, and then you can read it.
Yeah, that's so fair. Oh my gosh. Uh, no, even just like the podcast, I'm like, you don't have to listen to it. It's okay. We're fine.
I'm good.
But speaking of like, we're just what's it like going from having a bookish podcast to, writing, publishing a book? Like, what has that experience been like in seeing kind of almost all the sides of it?
Yeah, I totally forgot to talk about that and like the reason why I wrote. I think a big part of it was that motivated me to keep going and to actually do it was all of the authors that we had on the podcast, and just like realizing that they were normal people who had an idea and wrote about it, and got these stories out of their head, and you know uh, it was just very eye-opening. I think we put a lot of people on a pedestal, and it can be really easy to do that because you only see them on social media, right? And so you only see the one side of them, and you don't necessarily get to see all of the work that goes into it. But it was so nice to just have like these people come on the podcast and have just genuine conversations with them, and it kind of made me realize like, oh, these are just like normal people, celebrities are just like us, and helped me kind of realize like, oh, this is something that I can do. So that was one kind of good part about that transition. I think it has been a little bit tricky just navigating kind of being in both sides of the world. I've changed a lot of like how I talk about books and talk about authors specifically, and not that I ever like really like bashed authors before, but like I definitely am much more. Now I know, right? Now I know like how much work it took to get there. So I'm like, even if it's not a book that sits well with me, like, or something that, as long as it's not like, I don't know, super crazy, then like it's important to know like they put a lot of work into this, so it's okay to like not be for you, but it could still be for someone else. So that's kind of how things have changed for me. And so now I like don't rate books anymore. Or don't like I'll talk about like these are the things that I liked about a book. Um but I'm not like, oh, this was 5 stars and this was 1 and you should never read it kind of thing. So no, try to
Yes.
like be chill.
No, that's such good insight too, because that's something Issa and I think about all the time because we're like, we feel like we need to like stop arc reading sometimes or like doing these things when we're just like getting so much deeper into like actually becoming really good friends with our guests. And then like
Yeah.
now like we've been writing ourselves, so we're like, oh goodness, yeah, like when we're a published author, like we don't really want to be known as a reviewer.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like this whole, it's definitely this whole thing. So I do love that insight,
It
I
is.
think.
It's
So,
a weird transition, but
yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can make it work. You just kind of have to like adjust some things, right? Like you're just going to approach it a
Hmm.
little bit differently than you have in the past, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. Love that. Um, in general, like going through the indie publishing process, like, is there anything you learned from any point, from other indie authors or just like any advice you have for other indies, on the process, like any tips?
Yeah. First of all, I feel like the author community in general is just like, for the most part, right? There's always like some things, but for the most part, everybody has been like so amazing and so wonderful. And anytime I have like a question about anything, like people are always there to just like pop in and give an answer. I think the biggest thing that I always tell people now is like when they're writing their debut, take your time, because it is like the only time in your author career where nobody's waiting on you for anything. Like nobody cares about you yet, which is great. And not like in a bad way. They just like don't know to yet. And so there's no pressure to like get the next book out or write a certain way or anything like that. So that's always my biggest piece of advice for anybody who hasn't published yet is take your time. And I know it's hard. It feels like somebody's going to do what you're doing, or somebody's going to beat you to it, or you're going to get lost in the shuffle, but you're not, I promise. There's always going to be room for more books. Like people aren't, reading's not going away. So there's always going to be room for you. And then for just like authors in general, both debut and I don't know, regular ones, it would be just like, and this is advice to myself too, like keep your head down and keep going, right? So if you know that you are writing something that you are proud of and you love, then keep your head down, keep going. It's really, really easy to compare yourself to what everybody else is doing and how well you feel like what their successes are and all that. And I think again, you never know what's going on the other side of the screen. And if you are happy with what you are putting out and you feel like you're doing your best work and you're writing about something you love, like, people are always going to have opinions about like every trope and whatever. But like, if you really want to tell that story, if that's what's something that is important for you, then put your head down and keep going and stop comparing yourself to the person who has been doing this for 10 years or has, written 3 books in the time it takes you to write one. Like you gotta just put your head down and keep going. I'm gonna get a
Oh my,
sticker. I'm gonna put it on my wall behind my computer.
oh my gosh, that's so good. Uh, I wow, I love that so much. And like I feel like that's just so good, just life advice. Just in
Yeah,
general, like keep your head down, keep going. Like just do
you
what
do.
you feel like you're called to do. Do what you feel like you're
Hmm.
supposed to do. And if you keep going, if you keep doing it, like it's going to turn out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. And like we have like gut instincts for a reason, right? So like you feel it. You feel when you're doing what you're supposed to and when it just like feels right. And so trust that, like trust yourself. And if you're in tune with yourself, right, and not in tune with everybody around, like, I mean, be in tune with like the people that you need to be in tune with. But like the people that you don't, trust your gut, know that you're gonna do what's best for you. Yeah, I don't know. You just have to approach it that way, I think, and remind yourself of it a million times.
Yes, that's so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Kind of on that note of like just knowing that you're doing what you're supposed to. Do you have a favorite line or moment that you have written?
Ooh, okay. Okay, I have to like, I do, but it'll spoil things. So I'm just gonna give like a
Mm,
vague answer. Okay,
okay,
so
yeah.
if you have read Yours Unexpectedly, my favorite moment that I've written is the like grand gesture scene at the end. But surprise, there's a happily ever after. Like, I don't think that's
No.
spoiling it. I know, I'm so sorry. But I think that's my favorite. Like, I just love kind of like the wordplay that happens there. This is so vague, so sorry. The other favorite, okay, I I love when Bex and Jules is one of Bex's brothers, are at coffee together and he asks her if Anders stirs her soul. And it's just like it's a really sweet brother sister moment. And Jules is kind of like Jules is very like black cat energy. He's just kind of like the uh, odd man out in his family, and we'll get more of him and like his story later. But he just kind of comes in with these like one-liners that I love that are just like not really funny, but just so tender. And he's just like a tender teddy bear, tattooed man bun baby. I love him. So I think that's probably my favorite line. There's lots of
I
fun stuff in there though.
love that. The grand gesture is in fact where I cried because
That's so good.
it's
I'm
just
like
so
I'm
good.
saying this about myself. I'm like, yes.
It was just like I just remember like at this point I had turned like full tummy mode on my bed like with my Kindle because I was like I can tell we're nearing the end.
It's happening.
Yeah, so like that's like the best, like feet kicking position you can be in. Like you roll over
Yeah.
your tummy. Yeah. And then I just like my jaw was so dropped. I was like, I cannot believe what is happening. And just like the way it all unfolded, I think it was just enough to bring tears to my eyes. So
Yay.
I would say
I'm
that
so
is
glad.
my favorite moment of the book as well. It did also, in fact, I had a dream about it. Honestly, yeah, it was kind of wild. I had a dream
Wow.
where something similar happened, but like not. Um, so that was odd.
I love it. It really like made it deep down
It
into
was
your
there.
soul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
really on my mind. I remember like telling
yeah.
people about my dream and they're like, that's a really weird dream to have. And I was like, yeah,
It's from a book.
yeah,
So
exactly.
weird.
Along the same lines of having a favorite moment scene from the book, do you have like a character from the book, or maybe even not from the book, any character you've written that you relate to the most?
Okay, well, okay, so this is an easy question because like Bex is me, I am Bex. Like that is a direct I was a direct inspiration for that character. Me and my life. And so we have like the most in common, obviously. Now, Bex, that made her hard to write because I was like, how would I react to this? I don't know how I would react to this. That's a lot of thinking. But I think my favorite character, and I hope, and the character that I aspire to be is Elaine, and that's Bex's mom. And she is just very like she's a sex therapist, and so she's got like just these great like just works really hard to embarrass her children and you know, like teach them about sex and pleasure, and none of her four kids want to hear this from their mother, and so it's a lot of fun, and that is the kind of parent that I aspire to be, is just a really really embarrassing one. So I love her.
Oh my gosh. No, every single time that there was a scene with her, I was like, okay, how long do we think it's gonna be until she brings up sex? And just like embarrassing her kids.
When's it gonna happen? I
Yeah.
love it.
It was
She's
not an
just
if,
like,
but a when.
it is. It's a win. And she's just so like, I've got like already have in my head some things that are gonna happen, and I'm just like can't wait. She's just such a fun. She's like a very like charactery character, right? She's just kind of in there for the comedic relief.
Yes. Uh, I love that there's obviously going to be more of her because, you know, Bex does in fact have siblings
She
who are
does. She got
relevant.
three
So,
older brothers. They will all get a book.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I never would have guessed.
Oh my
Ah.
gosh, this is so surprising.
so funny. There's nothing like the characters that just become fan favorites for the comedic relief that they
Yeah.
provide to a story. It's the best feeling. Um, But one of our favorite things to do when we talk to authors is to talk to them a little bit as readers and find out
Mm.
what your like Roman Empire books are and things. So, what is a book or multiple books that you would recommend to everybody?
Oh my gosh, why do I not plan for this better? Okay, I'm gonna go recent things that I haven't been able to get off my mind. So I think Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto is the most recent one that made me weep, I believe. It was so good. Highly recommend. I also just finished, okay, I think oh my God, I just read Play Along, which is the newest by Liz Tom Ford. I don't know, have y'all read her Windy City series? Oh my God. Okay. Listen, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. They're shaking their
We're
heads at
getting there.
me. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So I would say, so people like have feelings about Mile High. Like I feel like it's pretty divisive. I really liked Mile High, but then you get to like Caught Up, which is the third one, and then Play Along, and then it's just like, ugh, like perfect. It's, you know, it's a good book when you like want to be in a main character sandwich, like you want just
Right.
mush. Yeah. So it was so good. So those were recent reads that I loved. And then I read at the beginning of the year, I read Business Casual by BK Borson. That was my first book that I read this year, and I have not stopped thinking about it. So that's a Roman Empire book for sure. I know there's more. I have a great author friend named Ray Riley. And she just wrote a murder mystery romance, but I'm not supposed to call it that. It's a cozy romance with mystery. I can't remember. I'm gonna get it wrong. She's gonna be mad at me. But it is like, it's not like murdery. I think people get worried. Like I don't know if y'all are about murder, but some people aren't, and that's fine. But it's not scary. It's not like gory. I also loved like The Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark. And like that is a little gory. Like I listened to the audiobook and was like, I gotta skip past some of these sounds. So it's not like that at all. But it's I loved the mystery part. I did not guess who the murderer was. So, and then it's just got lots of great sex too, and we appreciate that in a book. So those are my recent ones. I'm sure I'm missing something really important, and I'm going to be sad when I come back to it. I'm trying to get Peyton to let me read her next book, but I have to wait. So
Yes. Oh my
That's
gosh,
fine.
I'm so excited for Unloved. It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good. And she sent me an early, I am a terrible beta reader. Like people will send me stuff and they're like, will you beta read? And I need to start saying no, not because I don't want to, but because I literally just cannot read on a dock. I'm horrible at it. So she sent me some early stuff and I like did not get very far into it. Not because it wasn't phenomenal. Like, first of all, Freddie has like I read a couple of chapters and I'm already obsessed with him. So it's gonna be so good. But I was like, so then I went away from it. I was kind of drafting and marketing and stuff, and then I came back and I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep reading this draft. And she texted me. She was like, don't read that. Okay. She was like, I'll send it to you when you can read it. I'm like, all right, fair, fair. So she's made some changes. It's fine. We'll let her we'll let her do that. But I am very excited to read Freddie and Roe. I think it's gonna be great.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm beyond stoked. And I introduced one of my friends to it, to Unsteady. I was like, no, you have to read this. And then she did, and she's like obsessed with Freddie, like the whole book too. And I'm like, and
Just
book two is
wait.
about Freddie. Oh
I
my gosh. And we're
know,
so
I
excited.
know.
Oh my gosh.
I just know it's gonna hurt. Like she'll
Mhm.
like text me. She'll be like, "Do you want to know something?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe. Like, do I? Do I want to know something?" I'm a little bit nervous, but it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
here. I'll take Peyton's brand of angst any day.
Every time she sends a random out of context something to her broadcast channel, I'm just
Yes.
like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
sat, but I'm
Yeah.
scared.
And typically, I'm like, it's when I check in. I'm like, "You okay? Is everything good?" No. Okay. It's fine.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, and speaking of excited to read, what what books are you just itching to read like right now, or what's next on your TBR?
Okay. Can I pull it up? I need to pull it
Oh,
up on my phone. Let's
always,
see.
please.
I've got Fall With Me by Becca Mack that I am just like dying to read. But I also like am the again, I'm just like like writing has messed up everything in a good way, but also in an annoying way. So I'm writing right now, so I can't. Not that I am worried I'm going to steal something. I feel like that's a lot of people are like, oh, I can't read because I'm worried I'm going to accidentally steal something. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But I also know that if I start a book, I will just like dive headfirst into it and won't come out. I also have a copy of Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. And so I really want to read that. I'm super pumped about. The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey is who I aspire to be as a human. So I'm very excited to read that. Those are my next three, I think, books.
Love
Probably
that.
more, but
There's
it's
always more.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's never ending.
TBR unending.
yeah, yeah. I've fallen lately into like some because I can't read long form right now. I've fallen into reading like my fanfic, back on my fanfic shit, so it's fine.
Love that.
I love that. It's always so funny, like what you find you can do, like while you write, because you don't know until you start writing or getting into different parts of the process, like what you that you're not going to be able to read during some of it. I mean, praise to people who can read other books while they're like doing stuff, but it's like if I'm like in the middle of like more of like self-editing or something, no way will I let myself read someone else's book because I'm stuck in like edit mode and not like
Mm-hmm.
just being a reader and being excited to read. So,
Yeah,
um,
I just will spend, I have no boundaries apparently, and I will just spend all of my time reading instead of getting anything done that I need to get done. And so I'm like, I just can't start a book while I'm like on a deadline. So like I gotta get stuff to my editor mid-August. So I'm like, until this shit's done, and that'll be my reward. I'll read something. That'll be great. It'll be so nice.
I love reading as a reward.
Yeah.
Um, well, speaking of reading and writing together, do you have like a favorite trope to read versus like a favorite trope to write? Like, how do your reading preferences compare to your writing?
I would say my reading and writing preferences are probably pretty similar. I don't really have like tropes that I don't like to read. Other than like, I'm not really here for like cheating. I'm not here for that. Or like love triangles. Like my husband was like doing some Amazon like analytic stuff, like trying to figure out like what genre to write in to get ranked. He's like, I'm trying to help you. I'm like, okay, that's so great. I'm not going to write a love triangle. He's like, but you can get ranked. It'd be so easy to rank in love triangle. I'm like, that is awesome. I am not going to do that. So I think other than like, I don't really have a lot of hard no's. I love a single parent moment. I love an accidental pregnancy, which I know is a hot take, but I love what I love. Now, if you had asked me this, like when I was pregnant or before I had kids, I would probably be like, hell no, that sounds terrible. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. It's so sweet. It's like so many good moments of like caretaking. I love it. Both reading and writing. I love a like paranormal, like weird moment. I love a romantic moment. There's a lot of things that I love. I'm a lover. So I'm here for it all. I don't know that I could ever write. I mean, I could if I wanted to. I don't know that I'm ever gonna want to write a romantic. Seems like a lot of things to keep up with. Or like a thriller romance. Somebody said that the other day. They were like, would you do like a thriller? I was like, no, that sounds terrible. I want to be happy when I read. So yeah. And when I write, yeah. So I think I know for sure it's always going to be happy, rom-com-y, happily ever afters. All the rest of it's just kind of up in the air.
Honestly, I love that. I
Like,
love when people just know what they love and they're like, this is what I want to do, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm like, yes,
listen,
you do that.
I'm
I
like,
wish I could make decisions like that.
well, I knew, and I'll read more of it. Like, I told Peyton, I was like, I'll read your angst, but like, I also have to be in the mood for it, right? So I'm like a very big mood reader and have to be ready to like have my heart ripped out. And sometimes I'm not ready for that. And I think to be in a spot where you're writing that all the time, like maybe one day I'll be there after a lot of therapy, but it's not today. So,
Yeah, that's so fair. Well, we know you've hinted, alluded, explicitly said that there's gonna be future books. So what can you share? Or if you can't, that's fine too. But if you want to share something that's coming, we won't stop you.
okay, perfect. My next thing before I wrote book two, I wanted to kind of take a break and kind of do something a little bit different. So I was writing a holiday novella that was going to be set in the Bardo world, but it was going to be a prequel about Elaine and Hugo. And I'm going to send this episode to Peyton because we're talking about her way too much. But I was talking about it with Peyton one day, and she was like, that needs to be a standalone full length book. And I was like, she goes, you don't have to listen to me though. I was like, okay. And so I scrapped it. I didn't scrap it. It's gone in the for later pile. And now I'm rewriting something that's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's just like a Bardot family Christmas. And so it's still going to be a holiday novella. We're going to get all of the Bardot family. We're getting a chapter from each family member's point of view. And it's just like the 7 days leading up to Christmas and kind of like their antics. It's really just like chaotic and crazy and fun and silly. And so I'm really excited about that. It is set after the epilogue of Yours Unexpectedly. So, you get to see Bex and Anders together and just kind of like setting up something. You don't have to read it. Like it'll be just kind of like if you want to, but it will kind of plant some seeds for things coming up. So that'll be coming out probably mid-November. I haven't announced a release date for that yet. And then book two in the Yours Unexpectedly world, which is Redacted and Redacted, will be coming out in March of 2025, hopefully. That's the plan for now. So that's what's going on. If you're in my broadcast channel, I might have let it slip who was coming, but I will never admit to it. It's not who you think it is, probably. Some people have guessed it. The majority of people were like, I think it's going to be so and so and so and so. And I'm like, no, you got to hold out for that.
Right, stop picking the obvious one.
Yeah, like it's not time yet. I got to drag it out.
I love a little novella that just like
Ugh.
gives some little extra things. Like,
It's just a little like, I don't know if y'all are ACOTAR girlies. Like, I know some people have feelings about it, which is fine. Everybody has feelings about everything.
I have great feelings about it.
Okay, perfect. So I read the whole series and then I read it all out loud to my husband as my reread. So yeah, the whole damn thing is commitment. Listen, he got in a really bad mountain biking accident and broke a bunch of ribs and like couldn't like, so we read the first book on our own when I reread it, and then he read it on his own, and then he was like so injured that he couldn't even hold a book up to read it. And so then I started reading to him and we read the whole series that way. So I read the whole. Now there were some moments that were hard to read out loud, but you know, it's fine. But it's kind of like it gives a little bit of Frost and Starlight vibes. Like you don't have to read it, but it will like tell you some things. You just get to see more of like the characters just like living their life. So it's there if you want it, everybody. But you don't have to read it, but you should. And so
Oh my gosh. When you were talking about it, I was like, this is just giving me Frost and Starlight. So glad to know that
yes,
it's on the right track.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Minus like the wings and stuff. But,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is where we learned that
Fair.
There's like, it's like a parallel
Actually,
universe.
it is romantasy.
It is actually romantasy. Surprise. Surprise. Yeah.
We're tricking you.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everybody like, Rachel,
Spooky.
are you okay?
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm kind of going off script a little bit. But with the holiday novella and then obviously book 2 hopefully coming in like the spring next year, are you like having to balance writing both at the same time, or like how have you kind of like navigated that?
Major props to people who can do that. I cannot. And so, no, I am writing the novella right now, and I'm sending that to my editor in a couple of weeks. By the time that this airs, she will already have it, which, like, yay for me, future Rachel, you did it. And so I'm writing that now, and then once she has it, I will probably start writing book 2. So that's going to be hard bouncing back and forth between like editing and writing. But I am working with a developmental editor on book 2, which I did not do for Yours Unexpectedly. Yours Unexpectedly was just like figuring my shit out, which is fine. Everybody deserves that for themselves. And so now I'm like, okay, this is how I do things a little bit differently this time. So that's due to her. Book 2 is due to her like mid-November. So it's going to be kind of like some back and forth there for a while. But then by the time that goes to her for developmental, then the novella will be out. So I won't be writing that anymore. So I don't know. Check on me come like October and see where I'm at. Who could know?
At least like during edit, like coming back with edits and then writing book 2, like you're still in the same universe instead of writing like 2 completely different things.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
at least there's that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be hard because I like right now the tentative plan is book 2 and then try and work on my standalone. That was going to be my novella, but now it's a standalone. So I don't know. It'll kind of depend on how I feel about the vibes at that moment, because it could be hard to kind of like bounce out of the world and then bounce back in. So we'll see.
Definitely.
Oh, so fair.
Timelines are so scary. And like once you get it
Rough.
figured out, you're like, yes, like this is so good. I have it all set up. And then you get to look at it every day, and then you're like, actually, this is terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. I did break it down to I just have to write 1,300 words a day until mid-August when it goes to my editor. So I'm like, I feel like I can do that. That feels doable. And maybe some days I could do more than that. And, we'll see.
Yeah, I believe in you. I feel like
Thank you.
it'll be great. It'll be done. It'll be done well
Yeah,
too. Not just
it
like
would be,
done.
yeah, hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Y'all let me know come November what you think. Hopefully you're like, I'll pick up another book by Rachel. I don't know.
Honestly, absolutely.
Good. Okay. So glad.
Okay, shifting gears now from bookish stuff to podcast stuff because obviously we want to talk to you about podcasting and your journey. Like what got you into podcasting? Like why'd you decide to start your own podcast and specifically a bookish podcast?
Yeah, I don't even think I've said the name of the podcast on here yet. It's called Welcome to the Smut Show. I am a terrible self-promoter. I did not decide to start this. My friend Neely, my friend and co-host, Neely reached out to me one day and she was like, "Do you want to do a podcast?" And I was like, "Sure, that sounds fun." She goes, "Great, I already have the domain and the Instagram account and I'm ready to go." I was like, "Oh, great. Awesome." And honestly, if she hadn't done that, like it wouldn't have happened. So I think that's why we work together, because she's like, this is what we need to do and we're going to do it. And I'm like, I am here for a good time. So that is what got me into podcasting is somebody asked me and I said yes. They caught me on the right day.
That's
And
so
here we
funny.
are.
I love that. There's always like that fun balance in any creative partnership where you kind of like learn how you work together and who's always kind of like being like, let's do
Yeah.
this. And it's nice when it always balances each other out. Like when one person's like feeling out of it, the other person is like grinding away on things, and then it's like
Yeah.
flip-flops.
Yeah.
So
And it is nice to have another person, y'all know. And so you're just able to kind of like share the load or like if something's going on, then like, you can post or whatever. And so I think it's been great to have a co-host. I love Neely. We didn't know each other super well before this. We were like friends-ish. Like we knew each other from like something different. And then had been like sending each other book recommendations back and forth on like via DM on Instagram. And so then we were like, oh, we like all the same books, so we should do this. But it's funny because I do feel like I'm an ideas person. I'm just not necessarily a great execution person. And so when I said I was going to start a podcast, my one of my best friends, Lindsay, she was like, "That's funny," and I was like, "Hold." Hold my earrings. I will start this podcast. And so sometimes you need people like that in your life too that are like, are you though? And with the best intentions. And so I had to do it out of spite. And I'm also a Scorpio, in case you couldn't tell. So
that's so funny. I don't know if I had ever heard you mention that you're Scorpio before, and I love Scorpios. I'm honestly, my
yay.
guess would have been something Leo related because your hair is giving Leo hair. So
I do have big hair. Today was wash day. So it looks good today. It will not look good tomorrow. I get one day, one day of happiness. Yeah. No, I don't know anything about the zodiac, but I am a Scorpio. That's all I know. And I
I
have an
actually know
Aries
nothing.
tattoo. My girls are Aries, so I have an
oh,
Aries tattoo.
cute.
Yeah.
So
I
cute.
love a constellation. With having guests on frequently and other authors that you probably look up to and are friends with, do you feel like you've ever been like starstruck by a guest that you've had on the podcast?
Oh, totally. I feel like anytime we have any guest on, I'm like so nervous to talk to them and just like really worried that I'm going to put my foot in my mouth because I tend to like say things before I think about them. Um, so I think for any guest, especially like there was a lot of people, like we just kind of reached out to, we went big. When we first started, because we're delusional, and just like started reaching out to a bunch of like really big name people, and they said yes. um and so then we were like, whoa, we don't know how to do this, we don't know what we're doing. And so it's been definitely a learning curve, but everybody's been so kind about it. I think the biggest like starstruck moment I had, BK Borison slid into our DMs one morning and was like, hey, if you're doing a holiday episode, I'd love to come on. And I literally took a screenshot and sent it to Neely because I was like, holy shit, I love BK Borson. And she just DM'd us about this. So I fangirled a lot about that. I also loved having Chloe Lisa on the podcast. She is so she's just really smart. She's a very smart author, which is like her books are phenomenal. And I think I just was like hanging on to every word that she said. So those have been kind of my big two that were like people that I've been fans of forever and ever, and just fun to have them on. But we've had so many, it's just like really great. Everybody has been so awesome. We truly have not had, I just feel like they come on and they're so genuine and so nice and like willing to answer our stupid questions and like play our stupid games, and it's just like so much fun. So I appreciate that.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh, no, we've had very similar experiences like with all of our guests too. It's like, oh my gosh, wait, one, thanks for talking to us. Two, oh my
Thanks,
gosh, they
thanks.
are just real people. Like
Yeah.
that's and that's like the weirdest thing for me. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, okay, they're just another person, but they're another person who, I don't know, a lot of people know about them.
Yeah, yeah.
Three people know about me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yes. And it's always those moments too where you're like, because I know this happens to us all the time, where we talk to each other about like, we love this person, we want to ask them to be on the podcast, and then we just like, neither of us takes the leap to like DM them or anything for a
Like
while. And then
nose
like,
goes.
and then all of a sudden, like, they DM us or something, and we're just like, are they gonna believe us when we say like we've wanted to ask them for a while, but we just haven't yet? We're always like, oh my gosh, and they asked us. Like it's just like a very sweet moment when you're like, oh, this person that I wanted to message reached out. So
Yes, it is. It's a fun moment. And I think like too, like I've learned this on the other side too, is like I'm always looking for a way to like get my book in front of people, right? And so I'm like, oh, there's this podcast, these people look really cool, like they've had some of my friends on there, like they're really like, it just looks like a fun time. And so it's like so easy to reach out and be like, hey, I want to be on this podcast. So if you're an author listening, you should just DM podcasts and ask about it.
right.
real. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's so true. That's such good advice. It's just hard. I get
It
scared,
is hard.
but
I
we
know,
need to
I
do the
know.
scary things.
Yes, we can do scary things.
Oh gosh, okay. This is the last question we've written down. What has been the most rewarding thing or like your favorite thing about having a podcast?
Mm. I think kind of just like what I've already said about getting to meet all these other people. I would say like when people ask too about my writing and my book, and just like, you know, something that I've done that they're like, you know, how can you build relationships with people or like get your book in front of people or whatever. And I'm like, well, the podcast was so helpful. Like I already like was able to build these relationships with people and talk to them, and everyone was so kind and so wonderful, and like every still has been. And so I think that's the best part about it, is just meeting all these wonderful people. And getting to like have a working relationship with Neely has been really fun too, because we just didn't know each other that well before that. So I don't know. It's been quite an experience, like really just kind of just the most random thing that I never really aspired to do, but here we are and it makes sense. I love talking. So podcast works well for that.
I feel like I can speak for both Sam and myself in that like getting to know the people and getting to know each other so much better like through it is definitely like the most rewarding thing. Like the relationships coming out of it. So
Yeah.
surprising that that would ever happen, but it did and
Yeah.
it does. And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. We have real life friends. Even
Yeah,
if it's
it's fun to
just
like
online.
chat with people. It's like getting coffee, except you're like recording your conversation. Like it's just
Yes.
a lot of fun to do that. So
Yes, so true. I agree. And especially where Issa and I, like, we met in college and then now are in our 20s and things, like, we've been able to stay so close to each other because we do this together. So,
yeah,
so nice.
yeah, I love that.
It's so sweet. Yeah.
That was so much fun. I love getting to hear your answers to all these questions. Like, I feel like I learned so much and got so much good advice that I'm gonna have to like take notes when I listen back to this because I want to remember it.
I had the best time. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Okay, but of course, we have to end this episode the way we always do with our song of the week. Sam, what is your song of the week?
Okay, I actually had a really hard time picking my song of the week this week. I like scrolling through my liked songs and being like, what do I even want to use? Um, but something that's always been in my head since it came out is the newer Japanese house song, and it's literally just like smiley face, like colon parenthesis. Um, and it's so cutesy and good. It's a very good like chill listen summer song. So that's my song of the week. Rachel, what's yours?
Okay, this is a random song, but I'm listening to Christmas music right now
Of course.
so that I can write a Christmas novella. And so Sabrina Carpenter's Nonsense Christmas, or I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But it's her like nonsense Christmas version. And that song is a bop. I love it so much. And so I've just been listening to that on repeat. Very random. So sorry for everybody who wanted a real song. That's a real song, but
No, I love it. I love Christmas music. It's Christmas.
I
It
am
should be
a
Christmas time
hard
Christmas
all
in
the time.
July.
yes, it's Christmas in July, and I'm a hard like listen to Christmas music starting in November. So
Yes.
Love that. Okay, mine. I was also having a hard time picking song of the week because all my like last 3 weeks I'm like, dang, that's what I would want to choose. So my song of the week is Landslide by Flatland Cavalry, like their cover of it. I think it's my favorite version that I've heard of the song. It's so good. I'm like, oh, I just
oh my
love
gosh, I love that song. I need to go listen to it.
it's so good. I love Flatland Cavalry. I just love country and I love music and Landslide. I love Landslide. Not
Every
real one,
cover
I
of
just
love
the
that
song.
Landslide.
song. Oh yeah, we listen to a lot of Chicks
Mm.
in my household, and because I'm raising strong women, and Landslide is a favorite for sure.
Yes. Oh my gosh. No, seriously, Rachel, this has been so much fun. Like talking with you, like, I mean, not in person, but like actually talking, not just chaotic DMs. So, sorry about those ones
Yes.
too.
Okay.
Or
My
like,
brand.
we think she gets it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So, if you haven't already, make sure to get your copy of Yours Unexpectedly from wherever you get books, also Kindle
Yeah,
Unlimited,
yeah,
so you can read
yeah.
it like on your phone, iPad, on your Kindle, wherever. And then follow her at Rachel_M Lewis on Instagram. So then you're up to date in all the things, Rachel, and listen to Welcome to the Smut Show, just like literally everything. I'm obsessed. I love that you have so many things. I love that.
A lot
Truly.
going on.
Same. But also not.
You're like, I know.
But yeah, this was seriously time of my life. I just love talking, love conversations, getting to know people. So again, thank you so much. And so, Sam and Rachel, I just hope that you guys both have a really great rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.
Bye.